Welcome back to SportsbookReview.com. I've got Doug Lesmerises, the Ohio State beat writer from Cleveland.com, on now to give his predictions for Ohio State in the upcoming season. Doug, thanks so much for joining us. As you already know, there's a lot of hype surrounding the Buckeyes in the upcoming season. They received 62 out of 64 first-place votes in that coaches poll that was just released. ESPN's projecting them at 63% odds to take the Big Ten title this season. Doug, let's talk about the Big Ten West here. Do you think they're going to be any sort of competition for the East or the Buckeyes in that Big Ten title game this season?
The West is a little rough right now. Wisconsin and Nebraska both have new coaches. They're good programs. They're not going to have a huge dip, but there's always a little bit of an acclimation to a new coach and a new staff and a new culture. Minnesota's kind of been there. I still have questions about how good Minnesota really is. We did a league-wide poll at Cleveland.com that serves as the conference prediction, and the writers we polled picked Wisconsin to win the West. But I just think the East is so much stronger that if there's going to be somebody that's going to challenge Ohio State, it's not going to be a West team in the Big Ten title game. It'll be before that.
All right, and like you just said, the East is extremely tough. They've got Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State. All three of those teams are what seem to be growing very much. It seems to be getting bigger and bigger. This division is getting much tougher. How do you feel about the East? Do you think any of those teams will be able to beat out the Buckeyes this season?
Michigan State's really good. That game is the second to last game of the regular season for Ohio State. It's in Ohio Stadium. That'll be an edge for the Buckeyes. They won in East Lansing last year. Michigan State has a really good quarterback in Connor Cook. Their front seven on defense should be really good. I think they need to find a few playmakers on offense, but that is certainly not a gimme. Mark D'Antonio has proven to be a great foil for Urban Meyer in their matchups here. And then the Michigan game and the last game of the year with Jim Harbaugh, that's always a rivalry. I think that Michigan team will be much improved by the end of the year. So, it starts with Michigan State, though. That is a legit top 10 kind of team right now. If Ohio State wasn't the defending national champion, I think Michigan State would be a very solid contender to make the college football playoff. It's just Ohio State's in the way right now.
All right, so Ohio State, we know they're going to Indy for this title game. Who do you see going up against them in that game?
I picked Wisconsin, not very, forcefully, kind of just because I didn't know who else to pick. Again, I'm not a huge Minnesota believer. I'm waiting. Maybe there's a dark horse there. Maybe Iowa or Northwestern, somebody like that pops up. But I just think with the running game and the offensive line that Wisconsin has established over time, the way the schedule shakes out, I think it's going to be Wisconsin, but I'm not that confident in the Badgers.
All right, so let's say we do see Wisconsin in this game. Doug, do you think it'll be another big blowout, or can we expect a closer game this time?
No, probably a blowout. I don't think it's going to be 59-0, but I just think the West is not quite as good right now. And so, give Paul Chryst, the first-year coach there, give him another year or two to get things rolling his way. He was an assistant there before, so the transition's not huge, but I just don't think Wisconsin in his first year is going to step up and play with Ohio State.
Once again, that's expert Doug Lesmerises. Thanks so much again for joining us. And for the best edge on the upcoming college football season, keep it locked right here with us at Sportsbook Review.